Got that shit in there.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Oh my God. Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz. And today is Monday, April 28th. Goodness gracious. I do not know what just happened right there. It came out of me, and then a lot of other things happened, and then life just happened, and then what y'all just heard just happened. I'm getting old. Let's just be real. I'm just becoming old, and this is very annoying. It's just, that was weird. I am so sorry about that. But welcome to the edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Hitch Cruz, and before we start, I'm just letting you guys know this is a completely spoiler review of the podcast of Sinners. This is a complete review of Sinners. So if you guys have a problem with anything that I am doing right now, it's been over a week. I gave you a week, and you guys had a chance to do it and go see it. So don't be mad. All right, don't be mad. I'm just letting it be known. Don't be mad whenever you guys, get spoiled a little bit, but. With that, where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. I had a serious brain fart right there. That happened very quickly. That did really, really much. I'm sorry about that. So we are talking about the cultural sensation of Sinners. The Michael B. Jordan / Michael B. Jordan. I think he actually said Michael A. Jordan is one of the other characters, and we very much a Ryan Coogler classic faux show. We saw that on Rotten Tomatoes. I think this was like one of the first movies to have 100% Rotten Tomatoes / 100% CineScore, which is freaking crazy because I'm not gonna lie to you. Most movies like this, I hate watching movies where it's only like one setting. We're not changing settings here and there. Most of the movies in one place, and also in one part of the day. I mean, one day, and we don't really get a big backstory on the Smokestack twins, which I'm going to talk about a little later. We don't get a big backstory really of anyone. It feels like we're in the middle of the story. Like we're getting some pieces being put into this, and Sinners. Let me make sure everybody. Let me go back real quick. Sinners is about these twins that buy a what later is known as a slaughterhouse or a killing floor, and from a white gentleman who later on you guys will find out is part of the Ku Klux Klan. Actually, I think he's the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, and the one of the brothers saw that there was blood on the ground and was like, what was this? He said there might have been a slaughterhouse. Really, I think what was going on with the situation, them buying the juke joint in that area, was that this was a plan that the KKK has done in past where they allow black people to go and buy this little barn house and they slaughter them there. It seems like this is not the first time he's done it. And and so this movie is really about them buying a juke joint and being attacked by vampires. Really one vampire turning a lot of people into vampires. We get a like a little look on the Irish heritage about demons and also vampires, also Choctaw Native Americans, which we have seen before on Echo, and then also the African thought process of the demons and vampires and things. And we are really one of our main characters is Preacher Boy. He's a very good guitar player. This movie has a lot of layers to it. Let's just be real. Really, the first part of the movie is the Smokestack twins. Oh, by the way, one of them is named Smoke, and the other one is Stackhouse / Stack. And So we are in the middle of this movie. These guys just came back from Chicago. One of them, I like what they did here, and I keep seeing theories about this, so I just want to make sure that it's not. This doesn't sound too crazy. This is a theory that I've heard or that I've seen, that the smoke and Stack were twins, right? Or twins, of course. You got duh, and one of them joined the Italian mob and the other one joined the Irish mob, making it seem like they were one person joining these mobs. And at some point, which I think Stack, which you can see in the clothing, which you can kind of see in their clothing, Stack was probably part of the Italian mob because Stack was wearing this clean ass suit, and he looks like like if you guys go back in the day and see this, this is what Italians will wear when they were like the mobsters will wear some nice suit like he was wearing, and then Smoke looked like an Italian, looked like an Irish mobster, like kind of like laid back type, looked like corduroy type shirt and everything like that. Like they were part of these mobs. And I think that when they stole the liquor from the Irish and the Italians, they were able to steal it from them as one person. So no matter what, they were there when they were robbed, like when both factions were robbed, and having them fight each other out in Chicago and leaving and going back to the Mississippi Delta. And everybody was like, man, it's no Jim Crow up in Chicago. This is what Preacher Boy told one of them, told the brothers. He's like, yo, there's no Jim Crow out in Chicago, right? He's like, man, it's just you just trade plantations for skies, for cityscape, for concrete, something like that. And you love the subtleness of this show. Of this movie. Yes, this is the 1920s, 1930s. Smoke and Stack fought in World War One, and they have military presence, and also are gangsters. And I really think that they showed this very well. Actually, it showed it more with Smoke, because Smoke was the protector. I'm guessing he was the brother that came out first. That's why he's being seen as the older brother. And really, what I loved about this movie was the cinematography. Also, when Preacher Boy plays the guitar inside the juke joint, and you have all the ancestral, like all the ancestral deities and things, and people in their garb dancing around and enjoying the music, and then you see that this attracts Remick. I would like to say that we see this guy Remick come in as a vampire. We see him fly into these two unsuspecting people's house, and the him I'm guessing he's being chased by the natives of the land. I'm guessing they were vampire hunters. They have been vampire hunters, and they knew that, look, man, we need to get the fuck home before nightfall. And also he told them, hey, don't let them in. You know what I mean? And of course, the husband was part of the KKK. Why not? And Remick turns both of them into vampires after they were told not to let the guy in. They already had let him in, and he's already created two vampires. Boom, here we go. I will have to say this though. I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound crazy to y'all. This was the most nicest vampires I've ever watched in my lifetime. This is a classic vampire movie, but most of the time, vampires are like sucking the blood of their victims to kill them, like for sustenance, not to turn them and try to make it into a countrywide type thing. Like when you watch, I don't know, What We Do in the Shadows, like they're killing their victims, they're not turning them. Like vampires don't want more vampires, and most of the time, most of these movies, like most of these shows, they don't want more of them walking around because there's less food, And this one, to me, it was weird because it was like, um, it was like they just the Remick just really wanted to turn them. Actually, really, Remick wanted Preacher Boy's skill in his guitar play. He thought he was a great guitar player, and he wanted to really inherit that skill. And I like that most theories are saying that this is based on the seven deadly sins, And I was like, when you read it and you look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah. You can see where you can call them the seven deadly sins. Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, my bad, y'all. And I really think that yeah, the seven deadly sins spin of it is pretty interesting. Like Stack being greed, or yeah, he was greed. Smoke was wrath. Grace, the Asian woman, she was envy, right? No, she was pride. They call her pride. I see pride in her sometimes, but I'm like, all right, cool. I think that makes. And then Remick was envy, and then Delta Slim was gluttony, and Preacher Boy was fuck, what was I forgot what the last one is. Gluttony, not gluttony. No, gluttony was Slim. Preacher Boy was something else. Hold on, because he didn't listen to his father's um because he didn't listen to his father. He didn't heed his father's warning about the music. Really, was it? No, Lust was the Josephine was Lust also. Okay, there it is. Sloth. That's what they said he was. He was Sloth. Delta Slim, of course, was gluttony because he was drinking all the time. Really, the only reason why he was playing at the juke joint was not for money, was for the alcohol, which makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, right? They started to make a little sense. And Grace, of course, was what she was pride because clearly after she saw her husband was killed and was turned into a vampire, and then she was getting pissed off more and more and was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Come the fucking motherfuckers. There was a lot of racial undertones. Lots. Mostly it's a lot. It is a lot of racial undertones in this movie. That we should be explored a little bit. And I just I really feel like the way this was shot, the way the story was told was fucking perfect. I just see nothing but perfection from this whole movie. Like they did an amazing job with the characters. Everybody did some acting in this movie. Okay. In this movie, there's some acting. Okay. Just putting it out there. And I mean, like, if this movie doesn't win any like Emmy, Academy Award, any of that shit, I'm gonna be very upset. Sorry, I don't know. I feel like shit. Haley Steinfeld did an amazing job. She can turn me into a vampire anytime. I do not blame Stack for wanting a little bit of Cuddy and getting turned turn me, baby. Be like, yes, turn me, baby, turn me. We can do this for the rest of our lives. Let's go. And yeah, that would be me for sure. If I was in Stack's position, I would have definitely done it. And Josh Allen should definitely not watch this movie. Just putting it out there unless they have some type of great prenup ahead of them. I know a lot of everybody saying that, man. I do kind of feel kind of bad for bro, man, because let's be real. Okay, we're gonna continue on. I really think they did an amazing job with the character setups. Like with Annie. Annie was this spiritual, was really a spiritual person that really knew everything about the vampires, demons, whatever they wanted to be called. She knew what was going down, and she was kind of trying to be the moral compass to Smoke, which was very hard because Smoke's job forever has been to protect his brother. He's been a protector all his life. And when the vampires came and they started talking their shit, and Stack was telling them, hey man, come on, baby. It's all right. It's okay, man. Water's clean over here, man. Water's good. And Cornbread was probably the best one. The best turning ever. First of all, why are you traveling so far to take a piss? First of all, I just want to figure this out first. Why was it taking him so long to take a piss? Okay? And why did you go so far away from the juke joint? They just do that. First of all. Actually, he's not the first one to get turned. Mary was the first one to get turned. First of all, that shit was stupid. Just put it out there. What the fuck did she think she was gonna do by getting money from these people? And the gold coin from the dude was like, yo, you should have known right off gate that like these people are weird and there's no reason for you to talk to. Why are they sitting there still playing music? I don't know. Scary movie logic tells me don't walk towards the singing motherfuckers. That's just what my thing is. Walk away from them. That's weird. Why are they still here? They were already kicked out. They said that they were walking away and they were still here. Why? I guess they knew some dumbass was gonna walk out there and try to have a conversation with them. And guess what? It happened. And of course, Mary gets let right back in because she's been in there before. I like how she went about it. She said, "So you're gonna let me in?" Yeah, come on in, yeah. And then Cornbread, when he tries to get back in, I guess they were already hip to it, and Stack was already turned by this time, and he was just like, "Hey man, we supposed to be part of fellowship and all the rest of this stuff." That's the same thing Remick was saying the same things Remick was saying, fellowship and friendship and things like that. And they were like, "Yo, you Cornbread, this is one of the funnier parts. All right, man, you've been walking your big ass in and out of here all night." He said, "Why can't you do it now?" I like when Andy was like, "Yo, you're big enough to push us all through, so why don't you just come on in?" He said, "Cause y'all gotta let me in." Like, what? Okay, I like that they stuck with the rules of vampires, though. I do like that they stuck to these rules. They can't deal with sunlight. I'm still trying to figure out how Remick stayed on the sunlight the whole time. The only one thing that is weird, that's crazy about the vampires in this one compared to other vampire slayer, vampire movies, of course, Remick gets killed, but normally fuck, the vampires that the vampire that turned everybody into a vampire, if he dies, everyone else dies. Or everyone else in that line either dies or they stop being a vampire. That's the one thing that was like interesting to me, that they didn't go down that path. And I like that Annie was like, even if you kill the main one, you gotta kill them all. Gotta kill them all. Doesn't matter. Once they turn, they're turned. And I was really watching. I was just like, that's crazy, yo. There's a lot of fucking undertones to that, and with the vampire lore, all that, man. I think they did a great job putting a spin on it. And like I said, there was a lot of racial undertones. Of course, blacks and Asians have been very much tied to each other for a very long time. Asian people definitely having like little corner stores and grocery shops and laundromats in black neighborhoods. This isn't racist. This is me being honest. And of course, you know, sometimes they can take advantage of our community, and we're only seen as business opportunities, and we're not seen as, equal, not almost equals, you know what I'm saying? And you can see that with Grace when she said, "Look, we only came here to help them with the party type situation. We need to go," and pretty much forced her husband to go out there and get eaten. It's pretty much not eaten, but turned into a vampire. And then also, this isn't really my fight. Pretty much got a lot more people killed because she let all the vampires in. Because she said, "Come on, motherfuckers. Come on in, motherfuckers." That shit. She's the only Asian person there. And that was that. Why the fuck would you? It would be only you that does that shit. Like, everybody else knew the rules. Like, don't let them fuck in. Because you're angry. Look, I would have just said, "Look, fuck it. You go out there and you die. Okay? I don't care at this point. You're not going to get me killed because you're a fucking idiot." You know what I'm saying? But I like that is like, it is part of the black community. Like, if you go back, even if you go back in the 90s or 80s, where a girl was shot because they said that, she was shoplifting. She was just shot for no fucking reason. So, and you can see in black movies and things like that this is a continuous thing. And trust me, our cultures have been intertwined even to this day. You got to understand, man, there's a lot of black people that do watch Asian films. Like, if there's one culture that watches martial arts movies, it's the black culture. If it's one culture that goes very hard into watching animes, it's the black culture. It's the black people. Let's be real for a minute. And who still owns their corner stores and laundromats? You know what I'm saying? It's still intertwined to this day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is real. This is real life. And we like to bring people into our culture with open arms sometimes. Sometimes. Let's be real, sometimes. Okay. So I feel like, this was a almost a black exploitation film, a very high budgeted black exploitation film that is very successful. I think they did an amazing job with that part. In showing that this has been going on forever. This is a forever thing. This isn't just a once in a life. This isn't a once in a while type thing. This is real. This is real life. This is things that have happened for ages. And so, Remick trying to that's the part I don't know yet, because I will say this. In the show Warrior, the Irish actually fought the Civil War on the North side. So that's where people, I think, don't get it yet. Like, that's a big thing. The Irish fought heavily on the North side. And when I say North side, I mean that they fought to free slaves. That which is, I know most people are like, why is this dude trying to be Phillips? That's what actually happened during the Civil War. Remember, we're not too far removed from that war in this movie. It's about 50 years since the last shots. About no, not 50. About 1865. This is about 32, so maybe 70 years. We're not too far removed from the Civil War, but we're kind of far removed from it. But as you probably know, his ancestors, probably his grandfather, probably fought in the Civil War on the side of the Americans. You know what I'm saying? So on the side of the Northerners, and to free slaves, of course. So that is another, if you get history, that's one thing that you could take into play right here, why he's not trying to just kill black people, because he could have just been like, I'm just gonna kill you fuckers, you know what I'm saying, not turn them, because that's what happened. That is part of the American story. So I thought the guy that played Remick was very good. Hold on, let me make sure I get his name. I know it's like Connolly or something. Yeah, Jack O'Connell. Dude played the hell out of that role. When he's singing the, what was it, Rocky Road to Dublin. Great fucking, that was a great song. I love that all the Irish people were like getting into it and stuff like that, even though this is like a murderous vampire about the singing really a war cry to go get people that decided to juke joint. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a great song. It's a good song. To be real. I think one of the funnier moments was at the end when Preacher Boy is sitting there talking to Smoke at the end, and he sat there. He sat there and said, I forgot whose guitar it was. I forgot the guitar person's name. I'm sorry. I know he's very famous guitar player, blues guitar player. I just cannot remember his name right now. But he was sitting there like, yeah, man, this is what you call guitar. He said, who told you that? Stat? He said, man, that's our daddy guitar, man. Every black person in the theater knew that Stack was bullshit. And we got that confirmed from Smoke. We all know that pause. That pause where you just step back and look like, huh? Like you've been lied to type look, like somebody lied to you type look. I know that look. We all, as black people, know that look. And yeah, I think they yeah, that was a good one. That was a good joke. Also, at the end, we got to see Stack. Really, the guitar saved. Oh, my bad. Going back real quick. Speaking of the guitar saved Sammy / Preacher Boy from getting turned into a vampire by Remick. Seeing that there was silver on the guitar when he broke it on him, and it bought time for Smoke to go and kill Remick. You know what I mean? To kill Remick, and stab him in the heart with the stake and everything like that before the sun came up, and everybody's getting burnt up by the sun. Oh my goodness! And I just want to reiterate this because I kept seeing people say this. Mary ran away, by the way, after Annie was killed. I remember this A little bit. I think, yeah. Mary ran away after Smoke had to kill Annie. He kept his promise to her, like, I'm not going to let you turn. They really wanted Annie for some reason. I think it's because she was a spiritual and she was really connected and they wanted something from her. Like, she was about to be strong as fuck. I think she was going to be a problem if she was a vampire. For real. I know most people are like a different soul is supposed to go inside these vampires, but what I like about this difference between these vampires and most of the ones that we've seen before, they kept their memories, not just all their memories, but a lot of them do keep their memories. That is a vampire thing. Like, yeah, they're dead, but at the same time, they're like they still have remnants. They still have themselves. They're still yeah, they're dead, but they're still people type deal. I don't know how to really explain it, but they stayed vampires for sure. Like they were definitely vampires, but their human side always came out. You know, they always kept their memories of their of the human times. And I like that Stack was like, look, man, you was always my protector. And I love that Smoke at the end doesn't kill Stack. It's hard. You can't do that. That's your twin. You're gonna lose a piece of yourself. And at the end of the movie, where we see Smoke getting ready to really lay some fire down and go back to his military days. Clearly, he was a sniper at one point, and he had to roll his own tobacco. Now, his brother was the one that always rolled his tobacco, and when he took the mojo bag off, which I think protected him throughout this whole entire movie, and he rolled it up and he smoked it, and he was like just remembering all the times with his brother, like just the times that we got to see with his brother. I wish we got more of a backstory, but once again, I'm going to talk about that in a second. And he has this cache full of guns. I think they already knew. I'll say this. I think they already knew that the KKK was coming. I think they already had this planned. They were just really reinforced this by when Remick told him, yeah, his uncle, the one that sold you this juke joint, he's a Grand Dragon of the KKK. They were going to come over here and kill y'all. They're going to come back over here in the morning and kill all of you. And I think Smoke and Stack already knew this was part of the plan. And I think that it got reiterated, but those guns had to have been there for a while. That had to have been there for a while. They had to be, I think they were already ready to deal with whatever they needed to deal with. I think that why the juke joint was locked, and this is one of the theories I kept hearing, and this is the one I really do feel is right too. I think why the juke joint was locked was because Smoke was still doing what he does best, and that is protecting Stack. He kept it locked to protect Stack. And those doors open, Stack burns up. Those doors don't get opened, and he starts laying fire on the KKK members. Not because he hates them or he thought they were coming to kill him anyway and things like this, but I think it was to protect Stack. It's to make sure that Stack does not get killed, because he was very precise with his shots. How many of those shots actually had a chance to hit the barn? When he laid fire, when he got the Tommy gun and started laying fire, what was he shooting mostly? He was shooting through the cars. He was shooting windows. He was doing all that. When he got shot, I don't think, okay, and this is one of my theories, I don't think Smoke is dead. I don't think Smoke died right there. I really don't. But if he did, Stack, when he got out of the barn, had to walk past Smoke's dead body. And that would have had to fuck Stack up, because his protector's gone. You know what I'm saying? His protector's gone. He's about to walk through life for the first time pretty much alone. You know what I'm saying? He's by himself. He doesn't have his brother with him. It's going to be weird. Yeah, he has Mary, as we see in the mid-credit scenes, but what's Stack going to do now? And so I like that Preacher Boy went back to the church where his dad was, and he's crying. He has the piece of the guitar that we see in the beginning of the movie. He has a piece of guitar right next to his heart, because the guitar, that's the only reason why he's alive. It's the only reason why he's alive is that guitar. That little guitar play, all that. I want to say, hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, so my bad, y'all. I had to go charge. I had to start charging my computer. My thing was thing's on his last leg already. It's at 9% already. Goodness gracious. That's the price of doing 2 podcasts one day. So, Stack has to go through life alone. So that's pretty much where I was pretty much leading with that one. And Preacher Boy, here's my theory. Preacher Boy is portraying Robert Johnson. I think that we need to have a sequel to this movie. We need to have a sequel where Stack and Mary are going through life as vampires. And then we also need to have like another piece of the movie where Preacher Boy somehow sold his soul on the crossroads. You know what I mean? And instead of him dying at an early age at 27, like Robert Johnson did, we have him go through life. And, that's why I don't think that I'm trying to say this like peace, like, so that mid-credit scene, which is amazing mid-credit scene. I think there's one great, like, I definitely will say this. Out of all mid-credit scenes, all the little surprises that we've ever gotten from Marvel and all these other movies, the reason why this was one of the greatest ones is because of the subtlety of how Stat kept the promise. Like, he said I was never going to fuck with. He said Smoke told me one thing to do was never let you live your life, let you live a full life. And for me, if you were going to offer the vampires, if you was going to offer him being a vampire for real, if you're going to offer him that, you should have offered him that when he was a little bit younger, not when he was in the 90s, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck, man? What? I'm old now, bitch. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? But I think he follows the Robert Johnson thing, Robert Johnson story. If Robert Johnson stayed alive, if Robert Johnson was able to actually create a big career from his music, it wasn't just a legend. We're not talking about him being a legendary blues player, and we only have like 2 songs from him before he passed away. Yes, go check out the Robert Johnson story. You'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. And I think the difference, though, with Preacher Boy / Sammy and Robert Johnson is that there were people that said Robert Johnson couldn't play the guitar, and then one day out of nowhere he was able to play the guitar. We've seen him portrayed in a couple of different movies and a couple of different shows. He was portrayed in Supernatural. That was the first time we saw the Crossroad Demons. We've seen him portrayed in Old Brother Art Thou, where he told the brothers that he sold his soul to the devil, and this is what he was doing with the music, and he was going to do it as long as he could. And then we see, we see Preacher Boy / Sammy. There's no way on anything back in the day, there's no craftsman, no nothing that could have fixed that fucking guitar perfectly. Could have fixed that guitar. There's no way. There's no one that can fix that guitar. No one. The way he broke it, there's no way. Sorry. The way he broke that guitar, there's no damn way that shit could still be played. There's no way. Nah. There's no way. There's no way. Without selling your shit. Without selling your soul. There's no way. Sorry. I think we need a story about beyond that. I know everybody wants the sequel. I think if we do a sequel with Smoke and Mary, it should be a vampire Bonnie and Clyde. And at the end, we figure out that Smoke that Stack. Did I say Smoke? I'm going to say Stack. Stack and Mary, Bonnie and Clyde vampire movie. Going throughout the ages, doing things, still, going throughout the ages, things like that. I also think that that Haley Steinfeld might have a little black in her, which is fine by me. I don't give a fuck. Hopefully she does. What's up, baby? But continuing on. I think that we should have a Bonnie and Clyde type of film with them. We should make this into a franchise. Fuck it. Why not? Why not make it into a franchise? There's so much story to be told. We've only been told a piece. like a little miniature piece of the story. With the vampires, okay, cool. We can deal with that. That's fine. Vampires and black people, oh my gosh. But we never got a full fleshed out background story of Smokestack. So for me, we should have a prequel of Smoke and Stack for sure. That's end all be all. We need to have that. I think we do this last. We do this part last though. Make us wait for it. Make me wait for it, baby. That's what I want. Make me wait for it. Yes. What we need for me is a backstory on Native Americans. Because what bothers the fuck out, the only thing that bothers me about this movie is that they never went back to why the Native Americans were important. Why they were important vampire hunters. Why did they know about vampires? Why were they chasing Remick? To a point to where they were chasing Remick. Like, and what they were doing that night. That's all I want. Next, I want a background story on Remick. Like an Irish story. Like, why is he a vampire? What made him become a vampire? To the point where he's flying into these people's house. Why is he flying into these people's house off screen? Why are we getting that? Now, they might keep these mysteries. I don't fucking know. I don't care. But we need that. And then we have a Smokestack prequel. Okay, boom. That's the big one. We have a Smokestack prequel. Their time in the World War One, the time when Smoke killed their dad, the time where they were part of I think they were part of Capone's. I think one of them was part of Capone's gang. Another one was part of the Irish mob's gang in Chicago. That's what I think happened. To the point to where they get back to the Mississippi Delta. I want to see that. Right. I want that. And then we have the Bonnie and Clyde film that is Smoke. I mean, that is Stack and Mary. But I'm going to tell you at the end, I think that Stack was able to save Smoke at some point because he took the mojo bag off. Boom! You're welcome. You're welcome, Ryan Coogler. I just need the money. Just give me the money right now. I'm good. Like, give me a couple, throw me a couple thousand. Maybe pay for my house. I'm all right. Just pay. I'm giving you the ideas. Just pay for the house. You know what I'm saying? Just pay for my new home. That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Please, that'd be great. I'm just looking for money. That's all I ask. I mean, in that order too. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I love that they said this was like the Avengers of vampire movies. Yes. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make this into a Marvel 10-year cinema type shit. Let's do it. I'm cool. Anybody else down? I'm down. I'm okay with this. Nobody else might not be. I'm okay with this. What money do you want? I've been excited about this movie for so long, and I'm very happy that it became the global success that it is right now. I'm over the moon. This is the second lowest drop off in second weekend sales and box office sales of all time. This is the lowest drop off. I think it was like 27%. What? That means people were going and watching it again. I think my mom watched it twice. I've seen people watch it like 3-4 times. Me, I don't have that much time in the world to do it, but I'm definitely going to find some time sometime to go see this movie again. Like, black people, we show up for our movie. We show up for our people's movies, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. When it's supposed to be a big budgeted movie like this, we show up. I ain't gonna lie. The Jordan Peels, like, we showed up for them to Get Out. Yo, this is what we do. We support our own. Black Panther, we show out. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. And so, I love it, man. I love it. I love that we support when it's supposed to be supported. Faux show. But yeah, man, I think this is. I really think this is definitely one of the better movies in the past 10 years. I think if they don't win any of these Oscars or Academy Awards, anything like that, I feel like it's a great tragedy. I feel like they're fucking racist. No, I'm joking. I feel like they're racist though, for sure. Let's be real. But I think that the way Michael B. Jordan played twins on a movie, normally this shit doesn't work. This worked perfectly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot it's him. Like on some occasions, you forget with the gold teeth and everything. You never seen him like this before. So with him as Stack, I forgot that's Michael B. Jordan. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I think that Smoke was supposed to be, and this might be this is theory. This is my own theory. I'm just putting it out there. Allegedly, I think Smoke was supposed to be Jonathan Majors. That's one of them. They for sure was supposed to be Jonathan Majors, and I can't see Jonathan Majors in this movie anymore. I've seen it before. I don't see him in this movie anymore. I don't think this movie works with him. And he's a great actor. Don't get it twisted. Actually, the movie works with him. Don't get it twisted. It works with him. I'm sorry. It does work with him. But I don't see him anymore in this movie because of how great Michael B. Jordan was able to separate these characters fully. And I don't know, man. I don't know how they filmed that one scene where they're sitting by the car next to each other and he's handing him the smoke and handing him the tobacco cigarette. Like, I don't know how they did that. That is some filmography for your ass. And also, this movie was shot in IMAX cameras, which is Ryan Coogler did his fucking thing with this bad boy, man. Remember, he's used to having big budgeted movies. Let's be real for a second. I think his lowest rated movie right now is Wakanda Forever. Makes sense why, but this is his lowest rated movie. Still an 83 rating. It's still an 83 rating movie. You're welcome. Like, if he ain't that's crazy. Like the Creed movies, I think Creeds are all his. I think he did an amazing job with Creeds. I love them all. I love all three. All three were great movies. I don't know what was wrong with any of them. I don't see anything wrong with any of them. I think they did an amazing job. I think they might have rushed the whole thing though with Adonis a little bit, but he rushed the dude to retirement. It just didn't make any sense. Like Rocky didn't start having brain damage until he fought Drago. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess, you know what? That's Rocky 4. Right? Yeah, Drago's Rocky 4. Yeah. Yeah, Rocky 4 is Drago. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's just, okay, cool. But, completely forgot what I was doing. Completely forgot. Why I was talking about Ryan Coogler. I think Ryan Coogler is going to turn out to be one of the greatest directors of this generation for sure. He's already probably is right now with a lot of success, in different mediums too. By the way, superhero movie. This is one of the best horror movies to come out in a very long time. Since pretty much Jordan Peele's horror movies. I wouldn't say Nope. Like, we're not going to talk about Nope. We could talk about Us. I thought Us was scary as shit. I thought they did an amazing job with that. But Get Out is definitely a cultural phenomenon. This movie was amazing, man. I know I keep saying it, but it's just there's nothing else can really. I can't give it as much flowers as it deserves. There's not enough flowers in the world for me to give them it. So, this was really a Sinners review. I know you guys were like, man, he probably didn't talk about some things here and there. I think that, like I said, there were some things that still need to be explored to me in this movie. I think with this, they should just make it into a universe type deal. Even if they do an anime, I'll be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. Just make it happen. Make it happen. Please make it happen. That's all I ask. Yeah. So that's the pod for today. I think. Yeah, I think I've given enough to you guys. I mean, I can't dig into this anymore. I think. Oh, Delroy, as Delta Slim. Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim was amazing, by the way. Holy shit, he was the funniest. He did, yeah. And Miles Canton, who played Sammy Moore / Preacher Boy, I think that was he was introduced. This was like his introduction into the acting game or into like big screen stuff. This was a huge introduction, my dude. If that's really his voice singing too, kid got some pipes. Let's just be real. He did an amazing job as Sammy Preacher Boy, man. You know what I mean? I thought it was also hilarious. I'm sorry, my last thing when he's messing with what's her name? Was her name Josephine? Right? Was her name Josephine? Pearline. My bad, not Pearline, who they said was lust. Apparently, having sexual relations outside of her marriage. It's definitely someone of the 7 deadly sins. And in the beginning of the movie, we see Stack telling Preacher Boy, man, when you in there, you gotta find that button. When you find that button, and then when he found the button, he said, hey, the boy found that button. And then he had Grace go over there. Make sure my nephew good. I mean, make sure my cousin good. I thought that was a hilarious scene too. By the way, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was a lot of funny scenes in this movie. Also, a lot of scary scenes. Not too scary. There's not a lot of jump scares in this. This was really. I wouldn't say this is categorized as a horror because horror movies. This is a horror movie monster, which is the vampire, one of the big horror movie monsters for sure. But to me, this was not a horror movie. I think that this was more of an action thriller mixed with how the fuck do I want to say this? It's an action thriller to me / horror elements, but I don't see the horror movie in it. I really don't. I maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm wrong. Don't get it twisted. There was a few times where I had my ears closed, my eyes closed, and everything like that. There was a few times. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'm still, you know what I mean. I'm still a little baby when it comes to this shit. But I was good. And tell you the truth, I would go see this again in movie theaters. I really would. I might even go see this in IMAX for real, how it's supposed to be watched, and to see how that feels. Like the movie was fucking amazing. So I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry. I know you guys are like, man, this motherfucker here. Say this shit one more time. Say it one more again. I'm sorry. I won't say it again. Movie was amazing. Fuck you. Okay, so with that, I would like to say that is the podcast for today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the Sinners review. Hopefully, if you have not yet, please go out and watch this movie and let me know what you think, man. What undertones did you see from this movie? What cultural things have you seen? You know what I mean, from this flick, man? Because there definitely is some. We're talking about the same director that did Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan, and a movie that I can never watch again. I can never watch Fruitvale Station ever again in my life. Sorry. I know you guys are like, what? No, I can never. Great movie. Can't ever watch it again. So, with that, where you can find the Cruising Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube, and anywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcasts. Damn. Also, where you can find latest hold on, let's try this again. Latest updates of the Cruising Podcast. You can find me on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Dicedown Finest. And with that, I like to say I love all you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully, you have gone out to watch Sinners by now. And if you haven't, sorry if I spoiled it for you a little bit, but that I'm telling you, I did not do it enough justice. There's not enough justice in the world for me to give this movie. So with that, I like to say I love you guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.